Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jessica. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got a really exciting topic that many English learners ask us about.
Yes, today's episode is all about something powerful. Training your brain to think in English. Sounds cool, right?
Very cool and super important, because if you want to speak English fluently and naturally, thinking in English is a huge step forward.
Exactly. A lot of learners can read or write well, but when it's time to speak, they freeze or translate everything from their native language.
Which slows them down and makes them nervous. But don't worry today. We're going to talk about why that happens and how to change it.
We'll give you clear, simple steps to help your brain get used to thinking directly in English. And by the end of this episode, you'll have tools you can start using right away.
We'll also do a fun role play, give you a listener challenge, and share real tips from learners just like you.
So, if you're ready to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English, this episode is for you.
Let's dive in.
So, Jessica, let's start with a simple question. Why is thinking in English such a big deal for language learners?
Great question. Thinking in English is powerful because it removes that one big barrier that slows most learners down translation.
Right. When you're always translating from your native language to English, it's like your brain is taking a long, slow detour.
Exactly. And in real conversations, you don't have time for that detour. People speak fast. You want to respond quickly and naturally.
Thinking in English makes that possible. It helps you speak faster, understand more easily, and even feel more confident.
And confidence is key. When you think in English, you're no longer second-guessing yourself all the time. Your brain is already in English mode.
I've seen this with so many learners. The ones who start thinking in English even just a little bit each day start speaking more fluently within weeks.
And it also helps with vocabulary recall. If you're always translating, you're stuck using just the words you know in your native language. But when you think in English, you start exploring the language more creatively.
That's so true. You're not just memorizing, you're actually living the language in your mind.
Let's put it this way. If you want to speak like a native, you have to start to think like one. And that means thinking in English as much as possible.
And don't worry, it doesn't mean thinking in perfect grammar all the time. It's okay if it's simple. Even thinking something like, I need water, instead of translating from your native language, is a great start.
We'll show you how to do that later in the episode. But for now, just remember, thinking in English is like upgrading your brain for fluency.
I like that. Language upgrade mode activated.
Yes, and we'll help you activate that mode with practical steps. But first, let's talk about why it's so hard for most learners to do this.
Coming up next, why your brain resists thinking in English and how to change that. So, now that we know how powerful it is to think in English, let's talk about something really important, why it's so hard to do it in the first place.
Yeah, because this is something a lot of learners struggle with. It's not just about vocabulary or grammar, it's about how your brain is wired.
Exactly. Your brain is used to your first language. That's the language you've probably used since you were a baby, so it feels automatic. It's fast, comfortable, and familiar.
When you try to think in English, your brain kind of goes, "Whoa, what is this? Why are we doing this in a new language?"
That's so true. It feels strange, even unnatural at first. So, what do? We fall back to our native language and start translating everything in our heads.
But here's the thing, translation is slow. It's like having a middleman in your brain. You think in one language, translate it, then say it in English. That delay makes speaking feel harder.
And let's not forget, languages don't match up perfectly. One word in your language might not mean exactly the same thing in English. So, translation can lead to confusion or weird mistakes.
Also, our brains are kind of lazy, right? I mean, they like to take the easiest path, so your brain will always try to go back to what's comfortable unless you train it.
Totally. Think of it like this. Your brain is a computer, and your native language is the default setting. If you want to switch to English, you need to update the software. That takes effort at first.
But here's the good news, your brain is trainable. It can build new habits. It just needs small, regular practice. And that's what we're going to show you next.
Yes, we're going to break it down step by step how to train your brain to think in English, little by little, every single day.
So if you've been stuck in that translation loop, don't worry, you're not alone and there's a way out.
Let's dive into the practical part now. How to train your brain to think in English coming up next.
All right, now it's time for the good stuff. Let's walk through some practical steps to help you train your brain to think in English every day.
Yes, this is where change really begins. And don't worry, we're not going to say, just think in English, and leave it at that. We've got clear, easy steps you can follow.
Let's start with step 1. Start small, use English for simple thoughts. Throughout your day, try to say very basic things in your head in English. For example, I'm hungry. Where is my phone? It's cold today. These are simple, everyday thoughts. No grammar pressure, just get used to short English thinking.
And don't worry about full sentences at first. Even just one word like water when you feel thirsty is a great beginning.
Exactly. Step 2 is label things around you. This is a fun trick. Look around your room and try to name what you see in English. Chair, table, window, pen, bag, or describe. The table is brown. The light is bright. Do this as a quick warm-up every morning or night.
Step 3. Ask yourself questions in English. This is a great way to push your brain to interact with itself in English. What time is it? What do I need to do today? How do I feel right now? Try to answer simply in your head. It's like having a little English conversation with yourself.
A private English chat in your mind. It works. And that brings us to step 4. Narrate your actions. When you're doing something like cooking, cleaning, walking, try to describe what you're doing in English. I'm making tea. I'm brushing my teeth. Now I'm turning on the light. This connects language with action, which makes it easier for your brain to remember.
Yes, I actually used to do this when I was learning Spanish. It felt silly at first, but it made a big difference. Now, step 5. Use English during transitions. What do we mean by that? Times when you're switching tasks, like when you're walking to work, waiting for the bus, brushing your hair. Use those quiet moments to think in English. Go over your plans, describe what you see, or even review vocabulary in your mind.
And now step 6. Visual thinking in English. When you imagine something, try to use English words to describe it. For example, picture your favorite food and say, "It's sweet and hot. I eat it with a spoon." You're teaching your brain to connect images with English without needing translation.
And the last step, step 7, consistency over perfection. You don't have to do this perfectly. The goal isn't to be a grammar expert in your head. The goal is to build the habit of using English automatically, even if it's not perfect.
Yes, think of this like going to the gym. A little bit every day is better than a big workout once a week. Train your brain daily, even 5 minutes counts.
So let's review the steps, real quick. Start with simple thoughts. Label things around you. Ask and answer your own questions. Narrate your actions. Use English during transition moments. Visualize and describe. Be consistent, not perfect.
If you follow these steps, even for a few weeks, you'll start noticing that thinking in English gets easier and faster.
Coming up next, we'll show you what this actually looks like with a fun little role play between two learners, one who's thinking in English and one who's still translating.
It's going to be both funny and super helpful, so don't go anywhere.
All right, now that we've given you the step-by-step method to start thinking in English, let's get even more specific.
Yep, we're going to walk you through daily practice examples from easy to more advanced, so you can apply them right away.
Let's begin with the easy level. These are perfect for beginners or anyone just starting this practice.
In the morning, when you wake up, say in your mind, I'm waking up, I'm tired, it's a sunny day. Super simple, but you're already training your brain to use English before you even leave your bed.
And when you're getting ready, try things like, I'm brushing my hair, I'm putting on my shoes, I'm going to work. You don't need complex grammar, just basic phrases.
Now let's move to medium level. You start to add a little more detail or connect your thoughts. Try something like, I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. I need to buy eggs and milk after work. I think today will be a busy day.
Or even describe how you're feeling. I feel nervous about my presentation. I'm excited for lunch with my friend. This gets your brain to go beyond just objects or actions. It starts to express emotions and plans.
Okay, now the advanced level. This is when you try to think in full sentences, maybe even short stories or ideas. Yesterday, I forgot my umbrella and it started raining. I was completely wet, but I laughed. If I pass my test next week, I'll celebrate with my friends.
And you can even reflect on things in English. Why did I feel nervous today? What could I do better tomorrow? That's deep thinking, and it's amazing practice.
And remember, you don't have to speak out loud. Just thinking these thoughts silently in English is already powerful training.
Also, don't be afraid to repeat the same thoughts every day. Repetition is how your brain builds the habit.
You can even set daily routines. For example, morning, 3. English thoughts. Afternoon, describe your lunch. Evening, reflect on your day in English.
And you can write them down too if you want. Journaling in English is a great way to boost thinking and writing skills together.
So choose your level easy, medium, or advanced and just start. Even 2 minutes a day makes a difference.
Coming up next, we're going to act out a mini role play between two learners. One who's still translating and one who's thinking directly in English.
It'll be fun, and it'll show you the real difference it makes when you change the way your brain works with language.
Okay, it's time for a fun little role play. Imagine two learners, Ali and Sarah. They're both going to a coffee shop to order a drink, but they use very different thinking styles.
Ali still thinks in his native language and translates everything into English. Sarah, on the other hand, is practicing how to think directly in English.
Okay. How do I say this in English? I want 1 cup, no. 1 glass, no. Coffee. Hello. I want 1 glass coffee. Please.
Oh, you mean a cup of coffee?
Yes. Cup. Sorry. I think in my language first. It's hard.
I want a cappuccino small size, no sugar. Hi, can I have a small cappuccino with no sugar, please?
Of course. Coming right up.
See the difference? Ali is still stuck in translation mode. That slows him down and makes him nervous.
But Sarah has trained her brain to think directly in English. Her thoughts are clear, her sentences are smoother, and she feels more confident.
Now, we're not saying you need to be perfect like Sarah right away, but if you practice like she does, little by little, you will get there.
And remember, Sarah probably started just like Ali. It's not magic. It's daily thinking practice.
So next time you're at a cafe or store or even talking to yourself at home, try to think in English first. No translation, just simple thoughts.
Coming up next, we'll We'll give you a fun listener challenge to help you start this today.
Stay with us.
All right, it's time for our favorite part of the podcast, the listener challenge. Are you ready?
Let's see who's brave enough to try this. Today's challenge is simple but powerful. Think in English for 5 minutes today.
That's it. Just 5 minutes. Set a timer. Pick a moment in your day, maybe when you're walking, eating, or relaxing, and try to keep all your thoughts in English during that time.
No speaking required. You don't have to write anything or say anything out loud. Just be inside your own head, but in English.
You can think things like, I'm walking to the store. I feel tired. I see a red car. I'm going to cook pasta tonight.
Don't worry about grammar or perfect sentences. The goal is to get your brain used to English thinking, even if it's just a few words.
And after you try it, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment or message and tell us what was easy, what was hard, what did you think about?
And hey, if 5 minutes feels easy, go for 10. The more you practice, the stronger your English thinking becomes.
So that's your challenge. Think in English today. Just 5 minutes. You've got this.
Let's build those English brains together. Up next, some common mistakes learners make when they try to think in English and how to fix them. All right, you've got your challenge, but before you jump in, let's talk about some common mistakes learners make when trying to think in English.
Yeah, and don't worry. These are normal. Everyone makes them in the beginning. The good news is they're easy to fix. Mistake 1. Trying to think in perfect grammar.
A lot of learners try to build perfect sentences in their head. That slows them down and creates pressure.
Exactly. Instead of thinking, I must construct this sentence correctly, just say, I go now, or I eat lunch. Simple is powerful.
Fix. Focus on basic, clear ideas. Fluency starts with simplicity. Mistake 2. Getting stuck on one word.
Sometimes you forget a word, and your brain freezes. Like, how do I say, frying pan?
Don't stop, just use another way to describe it. Fix. Think around the word, the thing I cook eggs in. A pan for the stove.
That keeps the English flowing, even if your vocabulary isn't perfect. Mistake 3. Giving up too soon. Fix. Be patient. Start with just 1 minute a day. Then grow. Progress comes with time and repetition.
So to recap, don't worry about perfect grammar. Don't freeze when you forget a word, explain it. Don't give up too fast.
You're learning a new way of thinking, and that takes practice. Keep going, you're doing great.
And we're here with you every step of the way. Coming up next, some final tips and motivation to build the habit of thinking in English.
All right, we've covered a lot today. Before we wrap up, let's share some final tips to help you build the habit of thinking in English every day.
Tip number 1. Make English a daily part of your life. Even small moments count, like thinking about what you're doing, describing your surroundings, or planning your day in English.
Tip 2. Be patient with yourself. Your brain is learning a new skill, and that takes time. Celebrate small wins. Every English thought is progress.
Tip 3. Create reminders and triggers. For example, every time you drink water or check your phone, pause and think a quick English phrase. This helps make it automatic.
Tip 4. Use English media for support. Listen to podcasts, watch shows, or read simple English books. This fills your brain with English patterns that help thinking flow naturally.
And tip 5. Practice speaking whenever you can, even if it's just to yourself. Speaking helps connect your English thoughts to your mouth and ears, strengthening the habit.
Remember,